Hey guys, how's it going? Ghostly Rich here today, and today we're going to be bleeding our brakes. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is emptying your fluid reservoir. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can grab a suction gun just like that, where you would stick it inside the reservoir, cram it down in there, and pull back to inhale the fluid. Now, one thing is you want to make sure that's clean. Just FYI, so that way, if you, let's say, sucked up some transmission fluid last time, last thing you want to do is put transmission fluid in your brake system. So make sure that's clean. Whatever you do, do not clean it with water, because water is the last thing you want in your brake system. So now that we're here, I've gone ahead and emptied mine, and how I did that was I had to put new brake lines in. I went and put some stainless brake lines in. I'll have a video on that if you want to do the exact same thing. So that being said, the first wheel we are going to be doing is this one. You do not need to pop your tire off. I have my tire off, so that way I can show you just how easy it is without anything blocking the light. So let's go over the kit I'm going to be using. This is your part number. I'll put a link to one in the description. This can go right here. Mika, are you going to do the video? So I got this one because it's magnetic and it can stick right here. This is really, really helpful for keeping it from falling and you having fluid everywhere. And also you want to keep this at a higher than the piston down here, so that way air will go up the line, rather than if it was down here, it would push air back into the caliper. You don't want that. You want it to be like this, so that way the line fills up with fluid and the air is pushed up into this canister. Now if you want to empty that line, Mika, you want to tell them? Come over here and you move this cap off. See, you just pull it off, wiggle it off, put it off to the side, keeps your nipple nice and clean. Next thing you want to do is pop this open. You could pop it with your finger if you want, or a screwdriver. Pop it and pour the whole thing in this empty reservoir. So good thing to note, I'm using .4 now, so I'll be flushing the entire system into .4. because it has a higher heat boiling point. And when you're going off-roading and you're going down hills, it's kind of nice to have this for when your brakes are heating up. Now that we've filled this reservoir up, what you can do is just leave it here. Leave your empty bottle. It took one full bottle. Bah. So at the bleeder bottle here, what you want to do is actually fill it with a bit of fluid. And the reason why you want to fill it with some fluid is so that way when it's pulling, the vacuum will actually pull fluid and it'll create a vacuum. If you don't have any fluid in here and it's just blowing into this empty bottle, you might not get the result that you're looking for. So like I said, I would fill it probably up to the bleed-o-matic right here, and then we're going to start pumping new fluid in. Once you've pushed that in, and we have this up here. So if this is your first time using the kit, like I said, you take this little nozzle, shove it in here, put your hose on, hose comes up to here, shove the hose on here. There's a little hose in there that's submerged in the fluid. That way when we're pressing and the brake's going in and out, it's pulling fluid in from here and it's pulling fluid from there, and it's creating a bit of a vacuum to push the air out. Now when we're doing this, it's really important to keep an eye on this level and also the master cylinder. So after a couple pumps, you're gonna wanna go check them, because the last thing you wanna do is empty your master cylinder, because then you have to bleed the whole system again. Very important, make sure you're starting with the passenger rear tire. This is the farthest spot away from your master cylinder, and this is your longest line. We'll pull it up to here, then we'll pull over to there, then we'll pull over to here, and then we're gonna pull over to the driver's side tire. If you're doing this on your own, put it on here, crack it open just a little bit there, right about there, perfect. Go into the vehicle, give it a couple pumps, come down here and make sure this is filling with fluid. So I've already pumped it a couple times. I'm starting to see some nicer fluid coming out. Let's show you. And like I said, monitor that reservoir like I've been doing. When I say that, come over here, look at Mika, but look in there. See how I'm keeping the fluid up near max? If it goes down to min, it's not a big deal, but you just don't want it to get too low. And then, like I said, pump, pump, pump it up. Let's go take a look at the rear. Still got a little bit of air coming out. As you can see, those bubbles coming up. So let's continue to go. And remember, watch the fluid level here and the fluid on that side. See how this is kind of full? So what I want to do is close the bleeder, just in case. There we go. And then go ahead and open this up and pour some of it in here. Try to pour the top layer. As you can see, it's separating because that's really old fluid. Basically what I did is I picked this up, unscrewed it, and left, like I said, the little hose submerged, poured to the side, and just poured it until it got down to this level. Now I'm going to crack my bleeder back open and continue on. Again, it's just lots of pumping and watching the reservoir. It's a very, very easy task. When you get to your lines, especially if you emptied it the way I did, what'll end up happening is, you can see it right here. Again, I need to do it. I did this in 3 pumps. So like I said, once you get there, you're gonna be pouring and you should be seeing some much nicer fluid coming soon. After you're done, make sure you crack it nice and tight. Don't go He-Man, obviously. It's a barb. You're gonna snap it off. You just put it on it with your hand, just like that. Oh, one hand. If you go double hand or go He-Man, you're gonna snap it. From there, once we know that's nice and closed up, pull this off, empty the bottle out, refill it back up to right about here with your fluid. I went a little high last time. I'm gonna go probably right about here. You could go right here, wherever you wanna go. Just make it happen. I ended up going a little bit longer, but what I did is I poured out the whole bottle and I put some more in without emptying the tube. So you unscrew it, leave it so the tube is like this so no air bubbles get in, pour it out, put more clear in here, and you can see after like 20 pumps, that's all I've got of dark. So I'm really happy with that. If you want, you can continue going to your heart's content, but this is the most important part, because once you do this, you don't need to do it again for a long time if you do it right. So go ahead and spend as much time on this as you'd like. And remember, the fluid is cheap compared to what happens if your brakes fail. Like we did last time, go ahead, create that vacuum seal. I added a little bit much, but whatever. Like I said, just crack that bolt loose again. Make sure we're nice and fully seated in there. Once we crack the bolt, go and do some pumping. When you're loosening off your bleeder, remember this. If it's up, it's towards you to loosen, towards the front to tighten for drivers. For passengers, it's the opposite. You go to the front of the vehicle on that side, and then the other way to close it. So exact opposite. It's all finished up. I got it just as clear as I got the other side. Now to come over to here, turn your tires, put it in there. You can see I've already added the fluid. After I cracked it, you can already see air bubbles coming up, which is kind of funny. Either way, we're gonna come over here again, check and make sure our reservoir has fluid in it. After that, go ahead, get your foot in there or your hand, pump them brakes. Listen to your dog go nuts. It's just me hitting the brakes, baby. That's one of the reasons why I haven't been filming. She just goes, watch your head. Now we come back over here. Look at that. See our reservoir went down a little bit from all those pumps. Let's go over here and see if we've already got fluid happening. Look at that. Already got fluid happening. It's already looking better because this side is shorter and we've been pumping so much, but you can see all these air bubbles coming up. It's a good thing this is all the air in the line. We don't want to see any of those. So let's go pump it until it's at the top of the label. We'll drain it and then we'll put a little bit more in there, but this is looking really good. It's because the lines are so small, and this is only the passenger side. The driver's side is the shortest line. It should be like, I don't know, no more than 10 pumps and you're probably through if you want. Cycle some through just to get the debris out. But yeah, let's see. I was gonna show you this side, but it was a 2-pump chump. Pretty much 2 pumps and it was done. What I ended up doing though is I did the 2 pumps and then I still went through and just made sure for 2 to 3 pumps, no air bubbles. After that, closed her up, And that's it. The full system is bled. So once again, you want to start on the passenger side rear, then go to driver's side rear, then passenger side front, then driver's side front. The front, you will get clean in less than half a bottle. It will be super quick. That back corner, I pumped through at least a bottle, if not a bottle and a quarter. That one I pumped through a bottle. I probably pumped through in total just over a liter, which is 4 of those little bottles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have a 5th, but I didn't have to open it up. Hey, Meeks? She's gonna ignore me. But that's exactly how we should do it. Now I'm gonna throw my tire on. So I took it for its maiden voyage, and what a difference. It's no longer pulling towards the driver's side. The new lines are in, the new fluid's in, and like I said, it's amazing how much that can make the difference. Again, I'm going to put some links inside the description so you can get all the parts you need off of Amazon if you'd like. And that's about it. Thanks again for watching. Press like if it helped you out. Subscribe for more.